Hello and welcome to our demo on Crow Software's NITRO Bots. Our NITRO Bots run inside of Microsoft Teams. During this demonstration, I will show you 5 examples of using the NITRO Bots for business process automation. We will start with leave request and then go through purchase request, project tracker, IT support, and contract and asset management. This will show various ways that the bot can be used to automate processes and to streamline operations using Microsoft Teams. So let's get started with the leave request system. There's a user named Pavan. We're in a browser, we're in his Teams. Now Teams can run inside of the desktop, the tablet, or the mobile phone. Here we're running Teams inside of a web browser, and we're in the user Pavan PK. We will be switching from this user to the manager and back and forth, and I'll let you know when we're doing that. But right now we're in the browser of Pavan. He's in Teams, and he's going to be asking for a leave request. So all he has to do is type in leave request, and the form comes up. He can now fill in the form. He wants a day off next week, so he's going to fill out this form. Friday off. It knows who he is as a requester. It's going to be earned leave, and this list is configurable in our back-end application. So let's go with next Friday, which is the 29th, and he'll say 1 day leave, and he's going to submit the request in the bot. The bot's going to return that the request was created successfully. Now we'll switch over to the manager James, who received a card in his bot. You can see it's JR for James. He received a card in his bot notifying him that Pavan is asking for time off next week, and he can approve it or deny it. He's going to approve it, but first I want to point out that the bot knew who the manager was and was able to send this card automatically to the manager, and the manager can now make a decision when he's using Teams, whether it's a mobile device perhaps, or tablet or desktop, and he's going to go ahead and approve it. So approve it, he says okay with me, and he'll do okay. The bot says it was approved, and then back in Pavan's bot in Teams, he will get a message that it was approved, earned leave approved by James. It tells what he said here, okay with me, and he could also open up and look at the request in the back-end browser. So let's look at the request. The request is being managed here in the request management system, and we'll see it right there. Friday off next week. It's right here in the back-end system. And what can happen after this is, after the request is approved, we can send a message to HR, either by email or in a Teams channel, that there is a new request, and they can take whatever action is necessary on that. So that shows how a leave request can be automated very simply by the requester, Pavan, making the request, the manager, James, responding with approval, and then process is complete and HR can be informed, and also the back-end system is shown that the approval is done here, all the information is recorded, and action can be taken from there. So that's the leave request example. Next we'll be moving into the purchase request system. In this purchase request example, we will be going for 2 levels of approval. So let's start again with Pavan. Pavan's going to ask for a new purchase. Again, we're in the Pavan account here, the user of Pavan. He's going to ask for a new purchase, or make a new purchase. And he's going to be ordering something that requires 2 levels of approval. So he's going to be ordering laptops for new employees, let's say. And the type of purchase is hardware. Again, all these lists are configurable in the back-end system. Priorities normal. He's getting Dell Vashtos 260s, and the department is IT, and 3 new employees starting, let's just say March 1st. Give him some time to order it, right? And he's going to order 3 of these, and it's going to be submitted into the system. Again, there's a back-end system, the purchase order system, that all this information is being recorded in, but it's telling that the purchase request was created successfully. Now in the purchase request system in the back end, there is an approval level set up according to what is being ordered, what the price is, what it is, what department, all these parameters are set up there, but in this case we set it up so that there's two levels, and the first level is something called admin account. The admin account gets a message in Teams, in his bot, that there's approval needed for laptops, that Pavan has submitted this request, and it's for 2 new laptops for 3 employees starting March 1st, and he's going to go ahead and approve it. You could say, okay, whatever message you want to put there, but just some approval message, and he approves it. Now the next person who has to approve it is James. James will be the second approver, and after that, if James approves it, it will go ahead and be okay to be purchased. So we'll switch over to James's account and take a look. But before we go there, let's take a look at the back-end system and see where the purchase request is sitting. It's sitting here. It's got the request number, laptops for new employees. It's in a pending approval. Manager level 1 has approved it, and now has to go to James. Let's go over to James for the second approval. Okay, the card showed up in James's bot, and it's asking him to approve this for the same request, PR 2022-160, 3 employees starting March 1st. And he can go ahead and approve it and say, again, okay, approve, whatever he wants to put there, any comment. Of course, you can deny it and send it back for more information, but we're showing approval here. Purchase request was approved. So if we go back and look at the back end system and refresh, we can see that it's now an approved state of this request that was made. And at this point, the purchasing department can be informed, just like with leave request informing the HR, the purchase request can be informed, the purchasing department, can be informed by a message or by email, whatever, so the procurement people can go ahead and order it. So that's a purchase request. We're using 2 levels of approval. It went from Pavan making the request to the admin account to do the first level of approval, and then James to do the second level of approval. And now it's approved. Everybody knows it's been approved. Here's Pavan, gets a notice back that he got approval of it, and it's ready to go forward. So that's the second business process that we're seeing automated by the NITRO bot. The third one is going to be the project tracker, and we'll get into that right now, starting with James. James will go in here and wants to create a new project. He's given the option to choose a new project, and he can go in and start filling in the project details. In this demo, we'll just put something in like upgrade to Windows 11. The details don't really matter as much as the fact that the project's being created here. You can fill in all this other information for a real project. Put the manager's name in. Maybe put James as the manager. James, this one right here. And start today. It's January 21st today, and end in maybe 1 month. So we'll go up to February 21. And all that, like I say, doesn't matter too much. It's just that the project's being created from the bot. So here we got the project created here. And now James, back in his system here, can see all active projects, all his active projects, and he can use the commands to do it, or he can type in a shortcut. In this case, he's going to use the commands and look at the project section here and see that his active projects right here. He can look at it in the bot, see his active projects. And here it is, upgrade to Windows 11. He can open it up and take a look at it from this list of his active projects. And if he needed to, he could click here to open it up in the browser. But what he's going to do instead is go back to there and create a task for Pavan. He's going to create a task for Pavan in the bot that will go in and create a new task and add that to the project. So here he goes, create a task. The task name is check current OS on I don't know, let's just say accounting computers. Just making something up for this demo. And it's going to be related to the upgrade to Windows 11 project. Description, need report on the 14 computers in accounting. And it's going to be assigned to Pavan. And it's submitted. All through the bot here we're doing this. We're managing the project. We created a project. We're assigning tasks through the bot. And now Pavan will get a notice that he's been assigned this task. So let's switch over to Pavan's account. And you can see that he's been sent a card with the task, check current OS on accounting computers, Pavan not started. It's related to this project, and he can mark it in progress and mark it complete according to his preferences right there. But let's go back to James's bot. And in James's bot, we can see one further thing that happened in project management here. If we go to the teams and we go to projects, there's been a new Teams channel created called Upgrade to Windows 11. So not only did we create the new project, it also created a Teams channel. If that was what you want to do, you can use it and have a Teams channel to manage your project and do all the other things inside of Teams. But the bot created the channel automatically. And if we go back and look at the project right now, over here, and we look at the projects, we will see that in the project of Upgrade to Windows 11, there is related task that was created by James that was assigned to Pavan called Check Current OS on Accounting Computers. So that's a sample of business process automation using the bot to create a new project, to create a channel inside of Teams, and to assign tasks as well as view current projects. Another example of business process automation inside of Teams using the NITRO bot. So we'll go over to the fourth example now, which is IT support. With IT support, Pavan will look for a solution to his problem. As a user, he has an issue and he wants to search the KB. Then he will submit a ticket. Then James will pick up the ticket, assign it to himself, update it, and close it. So let's go through that process right now. So first we'll start with Pavan. Again, we're in Pavan's Teams bot. And he's going to type in that he has some kind of issue. How do I update my iPhone? Oops, iPhone. The system will attempt to find knowledge base articles that relate to his question. And here we go, we found one in there. Now, of course, this assumes the knowledge base has sufficient articles in it, and that's another story altogether, building the knowledge base. And we have information and workshops on that. But assuming the knowledge base article is there in the back-end system, in the back-end help desk system, that are, Crow Canyon's help desk, it will deliver that and show them based on natural language processing. You see that it was used NLP, natural language processing, to figure out that update iPhone are the keywords here, and it found the article that relate to it. It could be one or more articles, and then the user can click this, open it up, and take a look at that article and read the information and possibly find some kind of solution for it. So that would be the route. He'd be done. The bot has solved the problem. He can say, my problem is resolved. If he wanted to get into more details and get other articles that have more detail or show related ones. But in this case, let's assume that that article did not satisfy his request or his question, did not answer it. So he's going to submit a ticket. And when he submits a ticket, clicking that button, it will submit it to the back end system, but it wants a little more information on him, so we'll call it a hardware problem, and we'll just say it's other. And of course, this could be set up to have whatever settings you want. It could be cell phone in there, mobile phone. So anyways, the request was successfully submitted to the back end, and he gets a notice that that it's been submitted, and if he wants to click and open it up, he can, to see the details of it. Now it's going to sit there, and meanwhile the IT staff's been informed, been notified that there's a new ticket according to normal staff notification when a ticket is created in the system. So we're going to go over to James's account right now. He's going to say, let me see all the unassigned tickets. Maybe he just finished a job and he wants to go look at the unassigned tickets here in IT, and he can see which ones are view all unassigned tickets. So he looks at all unassigned tickets. Okay, and you can look at many different views of it, but here's one called How Do I Update My iPhone? That's the one that just came in. So we can click it, and it's going to show him a card that it came from Pavan. He can either pick it up or assign it to someone else. Let's say he pick up means he's going to assign it to himself. And these are configurable actions inside of the NITRO workflows that run all this. But you can say, I will work on this. What iPhone is it? What version of iPhone? iPhone? Is this? Maybe he doesn't know that. Of course, in the asset management system that we have connected to our help desk, it's likely he would already know that because it would know what phone Pavan already has, because it's related to the assets, related to the user in the asset management system. But anyways, he's been assigned to him, and successfully assigned to him. Now, if he wanted to look at his tickets, he could, and he could just type in assigned tickets. All these shortcuts are set up in the bot commands, and they can be configured how you want. But he's just going to check the assigned tickets on his side, just to give a check here. And he's got how to update my iPhone, and this one is a previous one, I guess, from somebody else, but this is the one that he just took up signed right now. So let's go back to Pavan and see what information Pavan's getting. And here it is. How do I update my iPhone was submitted, and it was you can see here that it was assigned to James. So he's keeping notified on this information. Now, back in James's world, he can look at the assigned ticket and look at the update. Look at this card called How Do I Update My iPhone? And he could add a note, reassign it, or resolve it. Let's add a note. Let's say he sent the user instructions. So sent user instructions. And he could add that comment in. And whatever comment he wants to put in the work log. And of course, he could go look at it in the back end. He could reassign it to someone else. So here we go, looking at that. And let's get what's going on Pavan's side of things. The work log was updated. He got this question that James originally sent in, what version of iPhone it is. So he can add a note in to tell him what version of iPhone it is. iPhone 12. So he added a comment. This is Pavan adding a comment to the ticket. So the assigned person, James, and Pavan, the user, are communicating with each other through the bot. James gets a message that Pavan updated the log. In other words, he made a comment. So he can take a look at this and see what Pavan wrote. By looking at the work log, he'll see that Pavan had responded to his question as iPhone 12. So now James feels that he can resolve this issue. So he can go here and resolve the ticket and say, okay, fixed, or whatever he wants to put there. Now it's resolved, and he has finished this ticket, all using the bot. He could have gone to the back end, he didn't have to, and the ticket was resolved successfully. And let's see what's going on Pavan's side of the world. It says resolved, and it tells him all the work log that went on. And it could either reopen it because he doesn't think it's fixed, this is the user, or mark it closed, and then it's the end of, thank you. It's the end of this ticket, right? Thank you. The important thing here is there's very clear visibility between the user and the assigned person, what's going on. And meanwhile, all this information is being recorded on the ticket in the back end for anybody else who wants to look at it and make any comment or reassign it or whatever. So here's also another feature, is that when it's closed, Pavan, the user, gets a message, and he can click here to participate in a survey of how the service was. Let's make a satisfaction survey. You can set that up too. So all this stuff's going on with the bot. It's really pretty cool how the user can search and get an answer using the knowledge base. If the answer isn't sufficient or not satisfactory, the person can submit a ticket. The tech people will get notified and can pick up that ticket. And then they can make comments back and forth between the user and the assigned person in the bot. They can resolve it or reassign it or resolve it. And once it's resolved, the user will get noticed and they'll be notified when it's closed and can participate in a survey. So it makes this kind of complete interaction going on inside of the bot. And that's the IT support version of business process automation. Now, there's one more thing we wanted to show in this webinar. Is something that involves contract or asset management. And this is kind of a minor thing, but it's basically sending a reminder in Teams based on a date. And it's a pretty good feature to have because people may want to be notified in Teams. And it's just, well, send an email or even a text in our system. But it's also another option to notify Teams. It could notify a person or a channel. So let's take a look at that. And I'll switch over to the contract management program and you'll see how that works. This is the contract management program, And the feature here that we want to emphasize is that there is an expiration date and there's a person responsible. Expiration date and responsible person. Now this could just as well be an asset, require some kind of maintenance, or it could be a warranty that's going to expire. And basically there's a date and a person that needs to be reminded. Now this can happen automatically with our workflows using a date, our date timer function, where it will say 1 week before, 1 day before, 1 day after, whatever. It will send out this notification. But in this case, I wanted to show it happening in real time. So I put up this action, a button on here called Reminder, and it's going to send a reminder to the admin account about this contract using a card inside of Teams. So let's see that. It's going to send out this reminder. It's one part of our NITRO Studio. It's the custom actions as well as the workflows. And it's just posted the card there. And let's go look at his this is admin account. So posted to admin account. We're in AA, and here you go. You got contract due to expire, support contract with all the details about it. And of course, you can view it again in the browser. So this is another way to keep people informed through Teams, through the combination of our NITRO Studio running our back-end applications and Teams to keep people informed about what's going on. It's a really important part of business process automation to have this kind of functionality. Now, NITRO Studio, you can use it to build your own applications, or you can use it to it's also part of the built-in applications that we have out of the box, like our help desk, our asset management, our contract management. So those are the 5 examples I wanted to show you. And there's many others that I could go into, and you can think of many ways this bot could be used successfully inside of Microsoft Teams to facilitate business process automation. I would suggest you get in touch with us. We'll talk about the situation that you have there and what you want to automate and how we can replace a legacy system and really move your organization into a more modern way that's Teams focused. I'm only scratching the surface of what's possible and how our NITRO Studio integrates with Teams. You can call us, you can email sales@crowcanyon.com, and you can also go to our website and take a closer look at what we're doing. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for taking the time to look at this video, and I hope it was helpful for you.